So the topic today is stubborn belly fat. So most of us women we're either concerned about belly fat now or we have been at some point in our lives. And maybe you're doing all the right things. Maybe you're eating healthy, exercising, trying to get enough sleep, trying to drink enough water, but you're still dealing with what you consider just stubborn belly fat around your middle that just will not go away. Now, I will say to that, it doesn't really matter what your body type is, whether you're small or bigger, you can still be dealing with some of these issues where you feel like there's just areas around your middle that don't make sense. It just will not go away. My point of this video today is to talk about maybe it's bloating. Maybe it truly is bloating. Now, when I talk about bloating, what I'm referring to is inflammation in the gut. And so let's just take a hot second to talk about what would be causing inflammation in the gut. And I would argue that most of the time, it's a result of food sensitivities. It could be a particular allergy to a food, or maybe it's just a simple intolerance. I say simple, none of that is really simple, but an allergy or an intolerance, something that causes inflammation in the gut. Now, some of the things that can cause this, certainly besides the allergies, would be, lots of stress. Maybe you're dealing with a very stressful situation. Maybe you just have an unhealthy gut biome. You need probiotics, prebiotics, some of those things to help put those things, the good things, back in your gut. That could be a potential stress. Not chewing your food appropriately. I mean, come on. We're all very busy. And even if you are pretty good about your meal planning and packing your lunches, if you are busy, trying to do work, family, all the things, you're probably eating your meal too fast, not chewing it appropriately, not giving yourself time before you just kind of wolf it down and get back at it. And that can also cause inflammation. I mean, remember, digestion starts at the moment that you start thinking about food. As soon as you start meal prepping and, those smells, your mouth starts watering. I mean, that's the moment that digestion begins. It's sort of setting yourself up, getting it ready to break down the food and make it usable for your body. And so if we're not giving ourselves time for that to happen, then we're increasing the chances that we might have some gut inflammation. Now, one of your body's ways to combat that is to pull in water, because it's trying to essentially quench the fire of inflammation. And so it pulls in water, it retains water, because it's trying to help kind of put out that inflammatory fire. So what we're going to do to kind of help determine what we're dealing with is we're going to use a castor oil pack overnight over the liver. And if what we're dealing with is bloating, you're gonna see a difference in just one night after wearing a castor oil pack. Now, will that fix everything? No, I'm not trying to indicate that it will fix everything, but it's gonna help you kind of investigate and figure out, okay, what do I need to do differently to help with this bloating around my middle that just simply will not go away. So if you wear the castor oil pack over your liver, since castor oil is anti-inflammatory, you're going to wake up and you're going to notice your stomach being a little bit flatter, a little less bloated. And if there's absolutely no change, then that will help kind of guide you, okay, I'm dealing mostly with stubborn belly fat and not so much bloating. Now, here's sort of a fun fact or a side note. Fat cells are actually inflammatory cells. And so over time, if we're consistent with our castor oil pack usage, then you could see a positive effect on your fat cells too, as long as you're trying to pull in some of the other things. Now, I'm not saying wear the castor oil pack and not do anything else. I mean, we still have to feed our body, we still have to be active, all the things, but that can be a little addition to implementing a healthy lifestyle. When wearing a castor oil pack every night gives your body the opportunity to stop that inflammatory cycle. We all know, or we should all know by now, that our body gets into a cycle. Not all good cycles, obviously. That's why we're having some of these videos. I want to talk about how to put a stop to the bad cycle. And so that castor oil pack helps to support your body, helps to support the liver in its natural cleanup system. And all this happens while you're sleeping. So all you have to do is put it in place and go to sleep. So remember, inflammation, it's kind of the root of all diseases, isn't it? It impacts all areas of your health. Inflammation in the body can make you feel more stressed. It can make you feel more irritated. It can have a negative impact on your body's ability to even pull the nutrients from the food that you're trying to eat, and the supplements as well. So we could talk for several minutes about how inflammation in the body can filter down and have negative effects on, all of your body's processes. But the main point that I want you to take away today is just to give you a quick screen. It's certainly encourage you to be independent in your body and trying to figure out what works best for you. And this is a screening tool that can be super helpful. And a lot of you probably already have the castor oil on hand. Now, I did want to show you, I know that I did a video on how to make your own castor oil pack. And there's pros and cons to that, and some of the great discussions that we had about that, we dove deeper into that. But I want to talk a little bit about the Queen of Thrones. That's the brand that I'm using, and I kind of discovered her products. Kind of stumbled upon them accidentally, but I love it because of the convenience. And I know she uses all natural products, and so that makes me feel better about what I'm putting on my body. And given some of the questions that you guys had for me, I feel like that it's also important to you as well. So I'm just going to show you real quick. If I can turn my camera over to the table there, I've got some stuff laid out there. So these are what her packs look like, and hopefully you can see them okay. This big one is going the pelvic pack. This liver pack. She also has thyroid pack. I think she now has some breast packs too, which we'll certainly do a video on that at some point. But all you have to do is you're gonna put about a tablespoon of the oil on the pack, and I just put it like right down the middle, drizzle about a tablespoon there, set that off to the side, and then I already have some oil in here where I've used it before. I just kind of rub it in a little bit so it's not running. And then, of course, I would have my bedclothes on, which I don't today, but I'm gonna place it up under my right rib, the bottom of my right rib. You can see it just goes there really nicely. It has these strings. I pull it around, tie it, and it's nice and comfy. It just feels like a little bit of compression. It's not gonna keep me from sleeping. And you can see on the outside, I'm not worried about it getting my clothes or anything like that. And I pop that on in just a couple of minutes, and I'm ready to go. So that's one thing that one reason that I really like her products. And so if you haven't been able to check those out, click the link and check those out. Those are awesome products. And it just makes the practice of using castor oils easy. Now, if you still want to make your own, absolutely do it. You don't, you can do it lots of different ways, and I encourage you to do whatever way works for you. Main thing is to do it. It's easy, it's so accessible, it's affordable. Castor oil is not very expensive, and it is a natural inflammatory. So I hope that some of these tips were helpful, that you find these helpful. I mean, we're all dealing with, if we don't have belly fat, we're all dealing with inflammation at some point or another. Maybe you just want to use it, for one night or two. Maybe you ate something you shouldn't have eaten. I mean, we all do that a little occasionally too. And you just want to use the castor oil pack to kind of help you get over that day or two of inflammation, and that's fine too. But just use it. It's good for your digestion. It helps to support your liver, and it's going to make you feel tons better. So until next time, thanks a lot.